What's up, guys? Guess where I'm at? Santiago de Compostela. I've arrived. I'm super excited. Still feel a little bit jet lagged from the trip, but I thought I would give you guys a tour and tell you a little bit about the place. So, basically, hold on, how do I flip the camera? I guess I can't flip the camera, so I'll just show you guys. But the place is done well. I've had two people stay here now, and when I first came in, it was a little bit gross. There was a smell of humidity, and right now in Santiago, it's raining pretty good, as in constantly, not like heavy rain, but it's just constant drizzle. Everything's wet, everything's moist. I don't know if you guys can see my hand's shaking. If you can see the roads, but it's just like wet. And so in this apartment, in these areas of Spain, these northern parts of Spain, you need to have everything perfectly dry. Otherwise, it's going to be a big problem. So meaning you have to have a dehumidifier in your place. You got to air the place out. Any clothes that you hang is going to be a problem. So you can see my clothes here. I got a dehumidifier on right now after doing a bunch of laundry. But the place is good. Like a little bit of mold in the corners, tiny bit, little black spots. But that's the bathroom was just a disaster. They had shower. The people who had stayed here, I actually did home exchange. Home exchange works in two ways. One, you can directly exchange your place for somebody else's place, or you can get points, and you can use the points to stay in somebody else's place. I would say that for the most part, it's probably a good way of doing things, but I would rather do an even exchange. I think having somebody use the points, maybe they don't take care of the place as much. Not to gross you guys out, but here behind the sofa, I think some kids were staying with this couple that came and stayed, and they had rubbed their boogers behind the sofa, or somebody had rubbed their boogers behind the sofa, which was disgusting for me to have to clean up. And like I said, like just leaving the bathroom, like showering and then closing the door, and so all this humidity had built up. It was just wet, like everything on the wall was wet. The bedroom was fully wet because they slept there, and then didn't air the place out, because you don't want to open these windows when it's cold, and these are giant windows on top of that. But you have to. You have to air the place out when you are in these northern parts of Spain. Now it's raining again, pretty good. So anyway, overall, it's okay. The place still looks super cute. My girlfriend decorated the place. We put this chop wall up. I really love it, and the bathroom. The kitchen is so much better now. So I'll take you through a little tour of my setup, because now that I'm back in Spain, I gotta get back into the groove of things and just sort of have a place that I can just feel comfortable. I still have a bunch of stuff on my sofa, a little tiny sofa that I have from my travel that I gotta kind of wrap up. I got clothes, underwear, everything hanging everywhere for now. And here in the bathroom, I'll show you guys. All my clothes are hanging. I don't know if you can see it, but fortunately I do have a dehumidifier. This little guy, he's for $50. This has been an incredible dehumidifier. And so I'm running that constantly just to get the humidity out. I got a little moisture meter here, and it's showing 65. So that's okay. You probably want to be closer to about 50 to prevent all of the moisture and everything building up. And so I did laundry, I washed everything, I'm letting it dry, and then it's a lot of work when you come into a place, when you come back into your place and you have I think that's what I realized about myself. Like, I'm kind of finicky, I'm kind of picky when it comes to the way I live and my lifestyle. So I just got to get used to that. And I think one thing is to just accept the fact that maybe I just don't like having people stay here, or hire somebody who can clean up after them when they leave, or maybe be more picky about the people that I have stay. I had a friend stay here as well. She had COVID symptoms, so she wanted to be away from her family. So that's just sort of the thing. Anyway, I started cooking. I actually started my sourdough starter again. I did some nice cooking. I got this awesome little pan here, which was super expensive, but I really love it. And I told you guys, I don't know if I've done a recent home tour, but I switched to, for my oven needs, I've switched to these these countertop ovens. Way better than a regular oven. I cook and bake a lot, and I have no desire for a big oven anymore. It takes so much time to heat up, and then it heats up your entire house. So that has been great. And then my setup generally is I have these little bar stools, and I usually sit here on my laptop. Sometimes I have my phone next to me if I need to do a recording or make a phone call. And for my other stuff, which I'm going to start setting up, is I use. Okay, I'll show you guys because I want you to see this. For you digital nomads who are going to be traveling quite a bit, I have an Anchor, which is a 26,000 amp, I think is that what it's measured? Oh, no idea. Anyway, Anchor battery pack. It's a really good one. You can't see it. Anyway, it works really well. I travel with this everywhere. It's the main way that I get juice when I'm on the road. I don't even bother with cable chargers. I got a Logitech keyboard, which has been fabulous, and I got this little thing that unfolds into a stand for my laptop, and I have a Bluetooth mouse. Here, don't be jealous, I have an awesome Habiki whiskey for my buddy. This is a Master Select, and I got it from the U.S. and it's going to be. It was very expensive. It was $110, I think, or more. No, was it 110? Maybe 130. And it's going to be for my friend Edu upstairs, who's been taking care of my place when I've been gone. So, yeah, that's a little bit about my place. Put you on the phone stand here. And overall, I think I'm pretty content having an apartment in another country, right? I've been in the US for a few months, and then I come back here in Spain and I travel. Owning a place has been okay. But I would say that for somebody who wants to be a digital nomad and really just have the flexibility and ease of just traveling as often as they want without having to worry about all of the headaches of owning a lot of stuff, I recommend just renting. Every time you come here, if you can make enough money on the road as a digital nomad physician, which you easily can, just rent. When you come here, don't bother with owning anything. Don't own a place, don't own a car in the US, and just come and keep it simple. Maybe have one base, maybe have one low maintenance house somewhere in the US, especially if you're a US based physician, so that you can always go there and settle in and keep some of your stuff. Or maybe if you can be a little bit easygoing, unlike myself, you can just let the place be, you can rent it out when you're gone and Airbnb it and put it on home exchange, etc., and just not care as much. And I think I need to maybe get to that point at some point. Maybe that's a better strategy for me to just be comfortable when shit's just really nasty when people come in here. And it's not that they're nasty. It's just, even rubbing boogers. People rub boogers everywhere. It's not. I'm not judging them for being the way they are. It's just like, for me, I'm kind of particular. I like things to be a certain way, and maybe if I can let go of that, it'll be easier. But yeah, I've kind of gotten back into my groove. I started doing some work, some telemedicine work, some consulting work, and it's been nice being here. My expenses in Spain are usually very low, not as low as Mexico. I think in Mexico, I was very easy in the 1,000 a month range, very easily, because I was sharing the apartment with my girlfriend. We were sharing food costs and everything else, so it wasn't hard to stay very low on expenses. Here in Spain, I probably would say I'll be around 1,500 a month on spending, and in the US, it's probably about 2,000 to 3,000. Maybe I'll get up to 2,000 here if I travel around when I'm in Spain. But these are pretty good numbers. They're very doable. I keep it simple. I have a credit card by Chase. It's a Chase Amazon card that I use for everything. Every time you run your card, it's a contactless card, but every time you run your card here, not every time, but depending on who the merchant is, it might ask you, like, do you want to pay in euros and US dollars? You always say euros because you don't want your credit card company, doing the conversion because they always add a little bit. So I just pay in euros. I pay with that for everything. So pretty much all of my spending is on my credit card, which makes it super simple. I do have a backup credit card in case I don't, I lose that one. I have a transfer account. I have, Wise. It's called Wise now. It used to be called TransferWise. Now it's called Wise, right? Anyway, I have a Wise credit card, a Wise card. And I have a PayPal card. These are cards that I keep just so that I have the flexibility of being able to pay with different ways. And obviously I have a bank account here in Spain, so I have that contactless card, so I can always pay with that. It's more of a debit card, so that makes it simple. And that's the majority of my spending here. Because I have the condo in Portland and I have this here, there is some ongoing cost that I will always carry. But that said, my apartment in Portland right now is being rented out. My friend is renting it from me, and she's wonderful. I find her to be very reliable, and she's taking good care of the place. I'm sure. Should actually find out. No, I'm sure it's fine. And she just pays me $700 a month, which is very little, but it covers everything. It covers my HOA, which is like $400. It covers my property tax. It covers the internet, the electricity for her, and it's probably even enough to pay for the overhead here. Because in Spain, when you own an apartment, I bought this place cash. The only expenses that I have is my community fee, which is 26 euros a month, which is about $30 a month. I'll just say it all. I'll say all of it in US dollars. So it's been $30 a month for my community fees. It's around 150 or $200 a year for property taxes, and internet and electricity probably come out to another $100 a month. That's very generous, probably less than that. So yeah, that's all the expenses that I have for this place. I pay health insurance in Spain, so I pay maybe $70 for that, 60 or $70 a month for that. And so that's all of my expenses all over the world, I would say. Everything else is like maybe some. I have my cell phone, which is very cheap. I have I have a lot of online subscriptions. Actually, I have online subscriptions for different podcasts and different people that I follow. Those are, to me, they're not expenses. Those are investments. So I don't consider that. And honestly, my laptop and my cell phone, those are to me more of like an investment because I use them to make money. So I don't really consider them expenses on a regular basis. So that's my living situation here. I'm gonna get back into the groove, trying to kind of get adjusted to the new time zone. It's 4:30 p.m. right now, and it's probably 7 a.m. in the U.S., I think. Yeah, I think it's 7 a.m. in the U.S. So just getting used to that, I think, yeah, it takes a little bit of time. I woke up at 11:30 this morning. I didn't mean to sleep in that much, but my body just is still on that time zone for probably another week. The more light I get, the more exercise I do, the better. I saw my friends in the gym yesterday. It was great. I just surprised them. I stopped by the gym. It was a Saturday, and it was cool. It was really great seeing those guys. We'll definitely all spend some time having some cañas and some food one of these days. So guys, that's a little bit about my digital nomad life. Now that I'm back in Spain, we'll see how things go. I got some good consulting gigs that I'm excited to be a part of. And me and my girlfriend, we're thinking of, once she gets here, we're thinking of actually going to Seville for a few months and living there for a little while, just to see what that lifestyle is going to be like. I've lived in Seville for 3 months, but we want to see what it's like to live there together. We have so much more fun together which is crazy to admit, like as a single guy. It's been so much more fun having my girlfriend with me and, both of us doing things together. It's been incredible. There are some communication gaps every once in a while. Sometimes, there's things that annoy you about the other person, or you want some extra personal space, but you also don't want extra personal space. But those are things that we're just kind of figuring out as we go along. And it's definitely, it's like going to the gym and you get sore, or, it's difficult to get to the gym. Those are simple things. And the overall benefit has been incredible. So, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Email me, drmo@digitalnomadphysician.com. Check out the website for sure, digitalnomadphysician.com. I've been getting some awesome emails from medical students all over the world, from Denmark to France to you name it. And this is the young crew of people who are now interested in being able to live a nomadic life. You don't have to live a nomadic life, but being able to live a nomadic life is wonderful. So take care, guys, and chat with you soon.